back together
we are
again.
back together again. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday.
Happy Sabbath day.
Oh.
Happy summer still. It's still nice and warm and lovely outside.
Yes, yes, yes.
So happy. Thanks for joining us. I'm Wyoming.
I'm Linda.
I'm Peg.
No, Charlene.
And we are Four Sisters Live.
Woo-hoo.
We are so happy that you all joined us. We are just elated that we are here back in the studio.
I know.
Again.
Y'all been missing
Again.
in action.
We missing. Show us how much somebody missing in action.
You were missing in action.
And you're here on time. Praise
look.
God. Woo, woo.
She's here. September
Jesus.
starting off the month.
And Charlene, I ain't gonna get to Charlene. My
September
girl,
the 1st.
is a-
Yes.
I love
It's a new
it.
day.
Start a
Nine,
new
the
day.
number 9.
But I'm telling you, what a difference a day makes.
Yes.
What a difference a week makes.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
much
we
stuff
have
has
had
happened this
such
week.
a full week. It's
last
been
week was-
awesome. And last week was awesome. We had some highlights for you guys. We were at the awesome expo of the Ubiquitous Women's 2018 Expo.
Yes,
and
yes,
we were
yes.
there just live doing our thing, interviewing some wonderful people. The women showed up and
I'm
showed
telling
out.
you,
man.
Didn't they?
We had a
Made you
great
proud.
time. It really make you proud to see how we come
Every
together
day, yeah.
and support,
Yeah.
you know, one another, and did what we needed to do to make connections.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
You know, we came together, we vibed, we, you know, really exchanged energies because
it was a lot of love in the room.
It was a lot of love.
Lot of love.
I mean,
Yeah.
if anything,
It
we
was a
really
very high spirit the whole time.
Yeah,
And the
did
way
you
they
notice
I
that?
love the way they began. You know, they began with a wonderful service.
Yeah.
Yes,
Especially-
special
That's
Sunday. Sunday was a
Sunday
church
was
service.
amazing.
Well, if you miss
That was
Saturday,
fire.
don't miss Sunday. You can you don't have to go to church. Just come on Sunday morning.
Yes, but next year,
Next
2019,
year,
come on a
on
Sunday.
Sunday morning.
But I
get
like that.
Service.
Yeah,
was-
because
that was so
it
good.
really shows how she
Yeah.
reverenced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
How-
Exactly.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
reverenced God,
Yeah.
and she reverenced her
Give him
her
honor.
gift
She knows where her
and
strength
where her
comes
yeah,
from. She
absolutely
knows.
her
She
blessings
knows her
come from.
blessings.
Well, we as a people need to know that God is first and He's in our lives, and without Him, we don't do what we do. Without Him, we wouldn't be here.
Okay.
We wouldn't have this show.
That's right.
I would
exactly.
not know Charlene, I would know Peggy or Linda.
That's right.
We wouldn't know
He
each
brought
other.
us
So
together.
God brought us
Right.
together.
He
had
I
to
promise
bring
y'all
us
the
together.
story behind how we came
Ooh,
together
that's
was not planned. That's
It
all
was
I
not
can say. God planned
He
it, but
planned
we
it.
didn't plan it.
That's
No,
right.
because
So
I
it-
like planning stuff.
And it wasn't planned.
Would you have
Planned,
planned it
yes.
this way, Charlene?
No.
Now, see?
No, I wouldn't have. I mean, I would have planned something totally different, but not like this way. But
Yeah.
like, yeah, so we know it's God, and that's
Yeah.
what's so important, that we can say, you know what? This
This
is
is a
God
perfect
wanting us
mix.
with. This is the
Yeah.
match. We have something that we bring to the table.
Exactly.
We
Yeah,
have something
each
to
one of us.
deliver to
Yes,
you, the
yes.
audience, and so that's what I like.
Yeah.
Because
Yes,
it's not our
right.
way. You know that saying. You know our pastors like Calvary and all them like, hey, not your will be done, but God's will be done.
God's
in
will.
everything.
Every day.
Right.
And I
he
like
wants
His perfect
to
will.
He wants to see himself in us.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He sees us.
He
Yeah.
does.
You all see us. That's the bottom line. He wants
Yeah.
to communicate through us.
Hello, Facebook. What's
Hey,
up?
woo, we got
y'all?
folks in the
Thanks
studio.
for joining us.
Hey.
We love you for watching.
Oh,
We
thanks.
love
Oh.
everybody.
My Facebook is going.
Oh, girl, Lord, just
Is it
pipe that
dead?
down. Every week we gotta say pipe that down, then pipe that
went
down.
out.
It's,
It
No, we didn't go. Oh,
well, we fix
Anyway,
it. We'll fix
tap
it.
it. Tap it.
Yeah.
That was she good. I tell you,
It's
this is
gone.
my girl Linda.
Linda and
I'm not the technical
Bless.
person.
fix it back.
He didn't give me that.
Click it. Do your thing, baby. So, yeah, so-
But no, we had a
so-
great
we had a great
week.
time.
But no, I want to take a moment.
Oh, there it is.
See, we're back.
Yeah.
See,
Ready to go away.
God
Magic,
did that.
honey.
God
Magic.
did that.
Thank you, God. He knows. He didn't give me that power. That
I know that
technical
technical
thing. He didn't give me that.
We all are growing and we're learning here in the technology world. But I did want to say that we have to take a moment before we go any further to acknowledge two
really
of the
don't.
great American legends that were honored this week.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was Senator John McCain
Yes.
and the Queen of Soul,
Wow.
Aretha
Aretha
Franklin.
Franklin.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if we can't see the power in the hand of God just in that, just don't even think about the fact that they're no longer here,
Yeah.
but how it happened.
Yeah.
Two opposites
Right.
totally
Totally opposites
But then
that we had to focus on.
We had to
We had to
focus
focus on
Right,
that.
right, we did.
God let us see something that we had to. He
Yeah,
made the
yeah.
world watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
still watching.
And
And still
watching.
watching,
Because
because I watched
I-
it this
I-
morning.
I
before
just
I
watched
left.
it for 10 hours. I was like, is this funeral ever going to be over?
This at 10 hours.
Was it 10 hours?
But it was
No,
worth
it was like
8.
3.5.
No.
It was
It was
8.
longer
No,
than
because
that.
it was
4.
on when I went to lunch, and it was just going off when I came home.
Listen.
So I
My
know.
father's funeral was that long. I thought it was going to be forever. I'm like, is he going to be buried today or what? Like, seriously?
He must
like,
have been an important man.
He was a pastor.
He was a bishop, and
he
so
was a bishop,
everybody
yeah.
from Church of God
Right.
in Christ and everybody was coming, and they like some was late as usual, but yeah.
She
And
said
then,
someone
Because they knew it
late.
was going to be still
but they just
going
kept
on.
talking and talking,
Yeah.
and so everything
Yeah.
that I saw at Aretha Franklin's
Used for
funeral,
repeat.
it was
Yeah.
just almost like, oh my God, this just
Yes.
reminds me
Yes.
so much of that day.
Yeah.
But she's so
Deserving.
Oh my God, just.
So deserving
Right.
Oh
of
my
every
God. Check.
moment.
Did you see Jesse Jackson?
Every
No,
moment.
I
Jesse
didn't.
Yes.
I haven't
was
seen
there.
it yet.
Farrakhan was there.
Because she had a
I
star-studded
know.
celebration.
Last
Bill
night,
Clinton
my
was
girl
there.
was there.
Oh, we got to
Then-
talk about her too.
Isley
Yeah,
Brothers.
it's the Isley brothers, the
Ron
William
Isley.
brothers. Oh my God, you had Jennifer Hudson,
Cicely
Jennifer
Tyson.
Holiday.
But
Cicely
you know
Tyson.
what? I was so
Fantasia.
amazed that Diva
Fantasia
changed
looked
her
good.
clothes 3 times.
I know. Now, I ain't never
Now,
seen that.
Wow, that the
Drop
diva
the mic.
change.
She's a diva.
That's
That's
what I'm talking
diva
about.
does. She had a
I had
free-
never seen anything like that.
Never.
Never. Wait a minute. She was up in the museum, the African American Museum, with her legs crossed,
out.
with
Right. I've never
Dorothy
seen that.
red shoes on. I'm
Okay,
like,
they're beautiful.
all right.
Now
She's
that-
she's the one, like literally.
If you're gonna go out, go
go
out.
out.
Oh,
You,
my
you just
God.
the queen. You go out
You
that
go-
way. I
She
didn't
had
expect
celebrations
anything
the
else.
She
whole
has set a trend, though. I'm
week,
scared.
the whole
I'm
week.
scared. I'm scared.
No, but did you all see the
man.
fleet of pink Cadillacs?
Yes, I
I didn't
did.
see it, but I heard
Yes.
Erica
She
talking
loved.
about
Oh,
the
my
fleet.
God.
Yeah, she liked
I have
it.
That
to see
was
Beautiful.
the most wonderful. I've never seen that, and I think it just represented every
Yeah.
aspect of what
Yes.
she was about in that respect, in terms of the song, the Pink Cadillac. But
Oh,
it was
yeah.
just laid out wonderful.
It was.
Yes,
And I just
yes.
think it was awesome. I'm glad to have just been a part just via watching it. You know, I
Yeah.
wanted to be
Saw
there
Judge
personally.
Mathis. I saw him.
You saw
Yeah,
him.
Judge
Yeah, I saw
Mathis
I was
was
at lunch
there.
during that time, and I had
Yeah.
that
Okay,
was,
you
he
got
was
to read
good.
the. Listen,
That was good.
I love looking at commentary. So we got the young people in the audience. So go back and read the commentary, like on the Facebook Lives. Like it was so funny. It was. So, I was like sitting up laughing. Like I was trying to watch the funeral, but it was just so funny. Like, is this funeral still on? I done went to work and came back. And I'm like,
You know,
I'm gonna give me some
people-
chicken. I'm gonna give her some chicken too. And like, we done woke up like 3 times.
I'm
3
telling you,
times.
there are people who are making comments on that Facebook page. I mean,
Yeah.
people, they're funny. I mean, they're just comical.
They are comical.
They said that, like, Cicely Tyson loved that crown. They said she looked like Darth Vader.
Oh
I'm
no!
so,
They
that was
come
so
on,
real.
that's my 91-year-old
y'all.
sister. Come on, mama, sister,
She came,
mother.
but she came with the power.
But she
Maybe
came with
that's
the
what it was
power.
saying. She
Yeah.
came
But
with the
that
power.
crown
Oh,
was everything. She
Beautiful.
I can't wait to
still
see this.
got. Oh, you didn't see it?
She's so pretty.
Oh,
like, how did
I
she
didn't see
look
that.
that good?
Gorgeous. You didn't see
I didn't
Cicely
see that.
Tyson?
Oh, you're talking about Cicely Tyson.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were
No,
talking
I
about
did not.
Aretha.
No, yeah, but
Yeah.
right, Cicely Tyson. No, she
have
had
to
this
see
hat,
it.
that
Oh,
hat,
she was
that
gorgeous.
crown.
Yeah, this weekend
What
I'm
did she
going
have
to sit
on?
down and watch.
Cicely
black.
Tyson, she had on
No,
Black.
what did Aretha wear to her funeral?
They said she
yesterday?
had on a
It looked
gold.
like a gold.
I didn't see
garment.
that, but they said it was
It was
gold.
The way I
Yeah,
can see
she
from the
ended up
casket.
wearing gold.
Yeah.
That was President Bill Clinton said, I had to get here to make sure I see what she had on.
Did Patti LaBelle show up?
I didn't see Patty.
Well, then again, let's go to the commercial. No, I'm just kidding. My girl.
I got that one.
You got that, and then go
I
over your
got
head,
that
and then
one.
go
Okay,
FedEx
okay.
over your head.
Yeah.
But trust me, I think overall it was well deserved. So many people came from across the world, and I believe just like, we are the better for it, and her music will live on forever and ever
Ever
and
and
ever
ever,
and
yeah.
ever. Amen.
She's a legend. I don't know.
Miss her.
Yeah.
Queen, you are
She's a legend.
in our hearts
Yeah.
forever.
Forever.
You made us women proud.
Yes.
You made
Yes.
us proud. For all of the trends that you set, you made it happen. You've opened the eyes of us so that we could do what we're doing. Those songs, and confident and embody all of the
All of
things
us.
that we couldn't say.
Right.
That we wanted to say. Women who wanted to do the things, but it came through the songs. And you helped us to live our lives, and we are so happy that even that part.
Yeah.
We still working on that.
Say a little prayer.
We still working on it. We still working on all that. We got some ways to go, but guess what? It's
out
still
there.
building.
She's putting it out there again.
It's still building, and we're
Yeah.
still making it happen, and we are growing, and we're doing some wonderful things. So honor you on that, and also Senator John McCain.
Yeah.
Thank you for your
Rest in
service.
peace. Thank you for your
Thank you
service.
for even standing up for all the people on both sides.
Like,
And
that's
we
That's what
learned,
I'm saying.
admirable,
and we
like,
learned so much about him.
It was history in the making.
history.
That's what I'm saying. That's why the world was made to
Lesson
watch.
learned.
like
and
it's a pause. Like those two messages are like you, like for John McCain. First of all, like he was bipartisan, and when you talk about
Yes.
bipartisan, I mean,
He did
I
what
don't
was in his
care.
heart.
What was
Yeah.
right? He was a humanitarian. It's like
Yeah.
what is
Right.
right?
Right.
What is
What-
right? Like
right.
how
Okay.
can you decide because I'm white that the blacks can't have?
Right,
Like
right.
he did not play that. When it came to Obamacare, he said like, listen, I don't agree
Don't
with everything
disrespect-
Obama,
Right.
but you're not going to disrespect him.
Right,
but
right.
You will respect the fact that he has a right to make these decisions.
Right.
And guess what? I'll stand beside him because I agree. If I disagree, I just disagree.
Right.
Like, I love John McCain
right.
for that.
I
Like,
did too. I did.
Yeah.
Really did.
And he went out a hero.
Yes,
He
he
was a
another
hero,
legend
Yeah.
and also he
Hero.
did a service. He served.
Yeah.
for us.
You know, one
like
piece that
that,
I saw, his chief of staff got up and spoke and said he remembered his first day of work that John came and drove up to his house to pick him up. So he was under the impression that he was supposed to drive. He said, no, get in the car. Get in the car. I'm driving.
No.
So he was letting him know he's no better,
Right.
you know, and that I can take the lead on this no matter who I am. I can drive this car. And I thought that was so amazing.
He wanted to make sure he got there on time. He's military.
Yeah, that.
Don't stop me about
He's military on time.
Yeah, that's it. That's true. That's the mentality of the military, right?
Exactly.
But again, we wanted to take time on our show, Four Sisters Live,
him.
to
Yeah.
salute him
Yes. Oh.
and
Yeah.
to.
How we do it?
Navy. He's
Yes.
Navy.
Yeah,
Navy.
absolutely.
Navy.
Mhm. And so we are just. This is what we do.
Right.
This is what we do, and
Yeah.
we love up on each other.
That's
and
right.
that's what it was about too, is showing the love. If you didn't see anything else out of that, you showed the love. You saw the love that was presented throughout everything.
Everything.
I don't care who, black, white, green, blue, brown. It didn't matter. This is what we keep saying to people. You have to understand this is nothing about anything else. If you set aside everything else and love within your heart, if you don't love, you don't have a heart. That's what I'm just saying.
Can
Right.
I mention this right here? The demand of respect. Okay, talk about bipartisan. The flag was at full set.
Oh, talk about
and
that.
when that Sunday, people were ticked off.
Oh, yeah.
Republicans,
The
and
American
Democrats,
Legion
that
Association
the
had to
Amer-
say
they
something
said,
about that.
No way. We
no
don't
way.
care if we're Starch, Trump, or whoever. You're going
Okay,
to
yeah,
make this
You're
flag.
gonna
Yes, they
respect.
did.
Pass that.
You're
Yeah.
going to
gonna
respect.
him.
That's right.
R-E-S-P-
Like they
Please,
all came
again.
together. If they didn't do anything right in Congress this week,
They did that.
Lord
They
Jesus,
fu-
they
they did
demanded
that.
respect.
Exactly.
Aretha must have been standing up in there
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah. Okay, it was
So
so
they were working
timely.
together.
It was so
so-
timely.
It was so timely.
Respect is out there again.
Yeah.
It's out
Did you
there.
hear that?
Yes.
Five girl. That's the word.
Yeah.
Respect.
Respect.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Well, I get some of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Respect.
I felt that.
So we are just elated about everything. As you can see, we are happy to be a part of history.
Yes.
That's it.
That's it.
right.
In a
We're
nutshell,
on.
we're about
on.
that.
We get to talk about that. We could look at this in our archives one day.
Oh,
That's
absolutely.
right.
So we have a power pack show for you guys today. What we're going to do, we're going to talk about it on this other side of the break. We're going to take a commercial break. We're going to take a commercial
Go and
break.
tell somebody come and watch
And
us.
we're going to come right
And watch you.
back.
Come back, yes.
All right, the back.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Come back.
Woohoo!
Oh.
Yeah, man.
Honey.
close to you, sticking real close to you, giving each other. Always sisters, always friends. We really gotta learn to love each other. I need to stick real close, stick close to you. There's no way that we can live without each other. So why do we try? Why do we try? I wanna know why. Always sisters, always friends. Real close to be real close. Don't leave, love me. I need you. I know you. Always sisters, always friends. Always sisters, always friends. You're my Marie, I'm your friend.
Woo, we're back. We're back. Woo.
All right, we're back.
You already know out there who've been watching us now almost coming in a year.
Yeah,
We're ready to have a
November,
1 year
it'll be a
anniversary
year
coming up in a
from
couple of
now.
months. Yay. And we have different segments every Saturday. And every Saturday we are speaking on topics that's concerning the community. First Saturday is domestic violence. We speak on that. Second Saturday is health and wellness. Third Saturday we speak on education, and the fourth and mentoring. And fourth Saturday we speak on entrepreneurship. And when there's a fifth Saturday, we bring all together as a community and just talk about different things that's going on. But today, somebody say today. Today we're speaking on a subject that we all do not like to talk about. It's something we try to shy away from. It's not funny. It's not anything amusing about it. It's serious, and we take it serious. And this topic is domestic violence. We're going to be speaking today with some other gentlemen that's going to be coming in on our show, and we're going to interview them about some things that's happening in the community relative to violence. Violence is violence. Domestic violence, when we talk about it in the home, and when women predominantly are affected by domestic violence, it really disturbs the children.
Yes, it does.
It disturbs our children. It disturbs even the entire community of people, because when someone, if a woman gets hurt, be it by a gun, by a knife, by however that they're affected and they become a victim of that, it hurts even
By
us.
words.
Even by words, and it comes in so many forms.
So many forms.
But we're speaking today in reference to the gentleman that's going to talk about how our brothers is affected by violence, and it comes through guns. And we have so many women who have lost their lives even to that.
Yeah.
So today is going to be a widespread of us speaking about it. We're going to get the topic is going to get very interesting. It's going to probably get real deep. But we want you all to know that we must speak on it. We have to be activated on this subject.
We have to.
It's one of those
Keep it out
things.
there.
We have to keep it out there.
Keep
We
it
have
out
to do what we need to do to maintain this and keep it in the forefront. So want you to know that we have some guests going to come in even after our first segment of today, coming in, continue conversations about this. We got some other things we want to share, speaking about all day on our show about domestic violence. It's near and dear to my heart. Many of you know that I do have a production, Then Sings My Soul, and this is something that I want people to know that it is an area where we're really trying to work it out, that we can even show it. And if it's not even a full production, we can at least go out and share some pieces of it to many people, because they are looking at this and saying, you know what, that helped me, that blessed me, it changed me. Or women that are speaking about, I've been involved in domestic violence, or my sister or my aunt or my mom. It has no place where it doesn't matter how much money you make, it doesn't matter your status, it doesn't matter who you are. It's across the board. And you'll be surprised how many of our legendaries, how many people in the entertainment field, how many people in the political, in the realm of that, have been affected by this domestic violence.
Yes.
In sports, you name it, churches, has been affected by domestic violence. So this is why we talk about it. We don't just say it because it's just cliche. It's not. This is serious, and it's very real, Peggy.
Yeah, it's real.
It's real. I know you've been affected by it, and so you talk about it a lot.
Yeah. As a young person and growing up, and being in a household with 5 sisters and a brother, yeah, we had to deal with that, and we didn't have any shelters to go to. You know, we had to deal with it. I'm just blessed that my mother's still here. My father's deceased, but my mother's still here, and my biggest concern is the impact on our young people. And we question why our kids act the way they act in the schools, in the streets. It's because what they see in the household. That's all it is.
And what they see is what they'll
And they repeat.
It's what they repeat. And that's so
they'll
true.
repeat it. They'll repeat it knowing, thinking it's normal. It's not normal.
It's not
Well,
normal.
you know what, and I'm glad we brought that point out, because some people think, like you said, physical abuse is more dangerous than the mental abuse. When a kid sees, you know, father, mother, him making statements against her, or even her making statements
Right,
against, it's
right.
still mentally, you
It
know,
mess with the
messing
head.
with them, because
Well,
now
they're
they
still
got to
learning.
figure
They're
out.
still
Yeah.
learning.
Right.
And
They got
that's
to
what
figure
they're
out, is this
learning.
humane?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
they don't even know, but
Right.
that's how
Know the
you
difference.
build their character. That's how you're
Right.
shaping their character.
Right.
And then you ask, why are you acting like this in school? Because it's your personality that they're displaying in school, and now you're saying, why are you acting out? And it's so funny. I was celebrating the end of the month of my birthday last night, and we were at the spa, and one of my neighbors had came in there, just like, you know, talking, and he wants me to share this, and we were just talking. It's funny, we're having this conversation because we're talking about our kids and how we're raising them, and you know what divorce did, what divorce caused his 16-year-old, his 20-year-old to start acting out at a later age. He was the best father. He lived in the best neighborhood. You know, he never abused the mom, none of that. But something happened where he saw mom and dad separating and divorced, that they end up turning to drugs, end up, you know, trying to physically attack the
They have to
mother.
suppress it some kind of
Right.
way.
Yeah.
And so
they
what
find
happened?
different ways.
Yeah, and I said, well, what happened? He said certain arguments in the house happened where he would normally never argue or make statements. The mom was making statements.
Right.
So those type of things affect the home.
Yeah, it
you
does.
know, divorce, like that's a totally abuse against
Very
to
much
me.
so.
It's so
To the
many
whole
things that
family.
to the whole family.
Yeah.
It's like it's a separation, and I think that's what we got to get back to, making the family whole again.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yes.
necessarily
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, go and marry the next man so you can have a, twosome bad whatever." I'm not saying that.
Yes.
I'm just saying,
Communicate, get
just
along.
yeah, the
Right.
whole world get
Right.
along and say that we're here, we're this tribe, and we're there for you, son, we're there for you, daughter, we're there for you, niece, young man and young woman. So I think we got a lot of work to do, because domestic violence is bigger than what we think.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to introduce you to a gentleman, our guest here on the panel.
Yeah.
You get to see another gentleman here, and we're
Yes,
glad to
got
have
a
this
man in
brother
the
here.
house.
And he wants to speak as well, which is a wonderful thing, because we need our brothers. This is what it's about.
Yeah.
We need our brothers. So we want to introduce to you all in Facebook Live
Hey.
to DC Slogan. Welcome, DC Slogan.
Hey,
How are you?
welcome.
Yes. What do you have to say about this topic?
Mike.
Put your mic to my back.
I like to be honest. I'm real big on honesty. Like, honesty, I feel, is what's going to get me to the path where I'm at now. And my clothing brand is called Ball. Ball stands for Be a Lady Love. And I was once a person who didn't understand, like, the ripple effect of domestic violence. You know, with my mother. And I'm live, you know, my mom might be tuning in, but I was one of the young men who didn't understand it, you know, and who became that to other, you know, significant others and tried to become better. You know, I don't hide my past because it's there. I'm well aware of it. But, you know, I have a 5-year-old little guy over there, and I'm his hero. I'm always watching, and he always watching. He watch everything I do. He idolized me.
Well, they say it's more that caught than taught. So if they catch you and you sing it, they're gonna
They're gonna see it.
they're gonna see it and they're
They're
gonna
gonna
emulate
be-
what
they're gonna
exactly
be-
what
What
you
you
do.
do. It's not
It
what I
is
say.
about
They
what
see
you
is
do.
what they be.
So you
I
definitely
think,
need to teach
I
them.
think, I think for my youth, because that's who I try to speak for, the 8-year-old, the 10-year-old. I feel like as adults, we got stripped them of some of this governmental stuff that's raising our kids and start back raising our kids, really spending time with our kids, really talking to our kids, really educating them. My son know who Dr. King is. He know what my expectations is of him. He's not on YouTube for nothing other than a kid video, something educational for him to learn. And I think when he don't know what an Instagram is, he don't know what none of this is, and he shouldn't. And I think when we expose our kids to Instagram, yeah, they look nice, they look beautiful, but we exploiting them. We exploiting their brains. We exploiting their minds. And for me, I can't change the world, but I could be wise enough to not fall into the world trap. So
Yes, and
that's what I stand for.
So DC slogan, we understand you do plethora of things.
Yes.
One, you have a clothing line.
Yes,
and you're
ma'am.
also a rapper.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
of course your father. And what else do you do relative to the community? Are you out in the community doing anything?
Like me, the community, you know, I'm glad I'm able to talk about this.
Speak.
The community got come together more than just a walk.
Wow.
We got powerful young black people coming up in the District of Columbia, and I love what I see. But us just walking, it ain't gonna change. Sometimes it's reaching out to the people who supposed to be role models. I always say I come from Northeast DC, 21st, and I Street. And I always say I have this thing that if you can have violence in neighborhoods, there's always a chain of command. You always have that one guy who's him. And we need to go find him.
Yeah, there you go.
And tell him to go talk to the young brothers.
That's right.
And tell them to put the guns down. We can't have a politician come in the neighborhood when that politician, he going back out the
Live in the
neighborhood.
neighborhood.
You don't even live there. And sometimes, and this just to the fellas, man. Man, I know it may seem like our egos, our pride, we lions. But man, our kids is dying. It ain't even our siblings that's our age no more. It's starting to be our kids.
It is.
And that's when it get to the point where when does, ego got drop. We got it's 3 things you're gonna have in life when it comes to your personalities. The id, the ego, and the super ego.
There you go.
And sometimes you gotta learn your disposition.
That's right.
And you gotta know like who you can change, who you can't change. And you just gotta stay down and do what you gotta do. You gotta be wise. You gotta stay woke. Don't be bamboozled by things. Don't let nobody look a certain way and make you go out there and take risk and change everything that you want to do just to be that person. Be you. And I think that'll stop a lot of violence when we really going into don't see the big guy that's standing on the block. You scared to go talk to him? No, go talk to him.
Yeah, because you never
And ask
know.
him because you need him.
Yes.
Because that young
Exactly.
boy, soon as he say, hey, go kill him, he gonna go kill him.
Kill him.
But just soon as you say, put that gun down,
He gonna put it
he
He
gonna
was
put that
something
gun
about a
down.
So
demand.
where do you see
Whoever he
yourself
respects.
at?
Yeah.
Like, where do you see
Yeah.
yourself at in the community? Because
Yeah.
that's you're considered a millennium. Like in the community right now, is that something you're working on where you're actually going to go talk to the man, like they say on the street? Because you're right, a 13-year-old will go shoot a, white woman, black woman, doesn't matter because he's been given the signal to do so. But for you, because you are that millennium and you sound like you know the ins and outs of whatever that
I'm going to
is.
lead by example.
Yeah.
I ain't
There
doing
you
no
go.
talking.
There you go.
Right.
I'm going to lead by example. I don't care what I go through in life. I don't care if I don't have a lot of money. I'm going to lead by example. I'm going to teach my kid the right way. I mean, whatever I partake in, I'm not with none of that. If it's not positivity, I'm not with it.
I love it.
If it's going to be negative, if none of that, I'm not with none of that.
But can you see yourself going and talking to that?
That's
Can
what
I
I was
see
getting ready to
myself
ask you.
talking to
Yes,
my
that's
youth?
what I was going to ask you.
To that man that's
Yeah.
causing those signs, that's saying, hey, you go do that, take care of that now today. Can you see yourself talking to that person? Because
I do, but I wouldn't feel comfortable because the only reason, motives. I read in a book that we all have motives in life. And everybody just don't have the best motives.
But
So-
your
Yeah.
motive. I'm
But
saying
my
this-
motive, I would if I could.
Let me tell you why I'm saying this, because August the 28th was the march on Washington with Martin Luther King back in 1963, and it's so funny we're bringing this up. And so he was able to get to people like that in the streets. that were not signatory to actually hurt our own community. Like, nothing was different back in '63 than it was today. I mean, more blacks came together and you saw them in large numbers. He made a decision, we're gonna march on Washington. Okay, he was just one person. And so his motives to other black people, he just wanna be a goody two-shoes, right? He just wanna, just get lights, camera, action. But then others saw the impact of that he was really marching for our freedom,
Exactly.
He talks about, hey, America wrote us a bad check, okay? They wrote, and it's we came to cash it. It has insufficient funds, okay?
Right.
And he was very, very, very pointed about that particular, that speech, and I really, really enjoyed that. So I'm looking for millennials out there, especially like on your Instagram page. That I see a yo-yo, hi. I don't know. I'm a '70s child, right? So my name was Yo-Yo, okay, like MC Light and all this other. But anyway, but the question is like for your millenniums, your culture. Like, who is it out there that you see that has that Martin Luther King feel? I'm not saying be like Martin Luther King, but a passion like.
Yeah,
but
passion.
I know your motives are pure. So if I was that man out in the street and I was running game out in the street, you can come. Martin Luther King could have went to some of those guys and said, man, let's do this. Let's work together. Who's that person that you see? Is that you? You see someone else that's within your circle that can do that you're going to back up to make this change, to save our communities and our families?
Or do you see anyone in that
I
position?
I do see that.
You do?
Like, I wish I could be like, dang, man, I know you know right from wrong. Go correct that, man. You know.
But if
that
you're
means
asking them
people
to
not
do it,
gonna,
can you do it?
Can I do it?
Can you do it?
Do
He's not ready yet.
I wouldn't.
Okay.
do
He
we
doesn't
still
a
have the
Because sometimes, and it's not that I don't want to,
Right.
but people are going to eat.
Right. No
And
matter
this
what.
world is so selfish.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
No
yeah.
matter
This is
what.
a selfish world.
yeah.
And we feed off
I-
clout, we feed off power. Maslow's hierarchy. Some people don't even know what that is. You wouldn't believe how many, when I just said that, there's people that don't even know what I'm talking about.
School them.
The only way that's the life necessities that you need to
That's
keep
right.
your human life permeated. If you don't know when you're watching, because I know I got a lot of people that stand together watching, not feed. But we don't
Educate them.
self-educate ourselves
Yeah,
enough.
and we must do
Right.
that.
Just get in the world and think we could just jump in the world. You gotta self-educate
Right.
yourself, like Martin Luther King,
Right.
Fred Hampton, Marcus Garvey, Angela
ahead.
Davis.
Speak
Those
it.
You gotta
type
read,
of the
you gotta
Black
read.
Panther Party.
Yeah.
Well,
If
open
you don't
that
That's
book.
it.
if you don't
YouTube is-
self-educate
right.
yourself, you will forever be lost out here.
Amen.
And the good thing is, you
Amen.
don't, we should read, but it's on YouTube. You can look up all of
That's
the books.
right.
And that's what
Exactly.
I
It's
do.
on
It's
you.
right
That's
there.
what I do. It's
Yeah.
on.
Right there.
I've learned so much through YouTube.
Yeah.
Every single day, I go to YouTube to learn something, and that's all they have to do because they're going to be on the phone anyway.
I read about Natasha
Yeah.
Harrison. She was
Yeah.
a little girl that got killed by the Chinese lady in 1996. And around the time where Rodney King got beat. And I was so confused. Why do us as black skin color, they didn't go tear down the place that Rodney King had the court hearing at, which was changed because of color. They went and go destroy Watts. Why do we keep destroying
Our
own
own neighborhood.
And
It's
then
a
we want
mentality.
somebody to, we've been doing it for years.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Yeah.
Poor
But
excuse.
that's
Poor
deep.
excuse.
Yeah.
That's
So
deep.
what I want to do, because I have some gentlemen that I believe they're here, and I want to bridge this conversation that we're going to have today where I spoke earlier about the violence piece, domestic violence, but we are going to bring the whole thing around in terms of the conversation. But I do want to find out, you have a clothing line.
clothing
'Cause
line,
do you have anything on the clothing line that we can see? Did you bring anything? Or what are we going to be
Yeah, we
looking
could go on,
What are we
IG.
looking at?
Tell them what they do.
You got 2
the name of
minutes?
your clothing
We have
Be
2
a
minutes.
lady
We have
love.
2 minutes.
Be a lady.
Lady Love. Go check that out.
Dante,
IG,
what do we have?
So be a lady love. So
BEALADY Love.
LOVE, baby. We
Yes.
don't know that. So is it, are those
Yes,
TikToks?
yes.
Yes.
Let's see the video, then we're gonna go to
Yes,
commercial.
and I'm gonna drop this video for y'all on the ground. I know y'all waiting. It's coming.
Let
And
them.
you can
Okay,
go to YouTube
we gotta.
on Four Sisters Live. Go to Vox Wave and look at Four Sisters
Yes.
Live on YouTube right
Yes.
now. We're live, and you'll see all of us live
Yes.
in the studio.
I'm
Box
Yeah.
Wave.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's go.
BOX.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Started off at 8 years old.
Can you
God gave
find
me some
out
better luck.
baby
Sister
girl,
taught me
if
never
you
trust.
just
Brother
out
taught me
there,
get your
Tyrone,
bucks.
okay,
Papa
something
got an
going.
attitude. That's why my shit don't give up. My mama stayed up long nights. Pressure, yeah, I ran that up. She don't wanna see her boy stuck. She just wanna see me live it up. Money got me focused. These women got me rolling. That Lambo 300. So you know that gets stolen. See the bloggers hot, but I'm posted. And the world is cold, but I'm ghosted. I got a master plan to put a Grammy in hand with before I see my grand closing. My flow sick is high voltage. And my life ever got altered. Just bury me but my daughter in the blue sky.
32 seconds, that's it. That's
Oh, it was
all.
32 seconds.
Okay.
Well, that
Come
was
on,
great.
Tate.
We
Go
like
ahead
that,
and
though.
post that.
Yeah.
Where's Ty?
I'm gonna post that. We got
Oh, I didn't know.
I need
Hold on.
you.
Okay, we're gonna go to a commercial break, and we're gonna be right back. We'll be right back. Be right back. Hold on, Tay. Okay, Tay. I didn't know.
Always sisters, always friends. Let's stay real close till the end. Forgiving each other, letting love cover. Always sisters, always friends. We have to live in harmony, even though we may disagree. 'Cause fighting each other is not the answer. Sharing the grace, let's be rich with peace and love, letting compassion from above. Never forsaking, just understanding. Ain't that what families are made of? No matter what may come or go, no matter we stick together and it shows. This bond between us, foundation is trust. Yes, it is. Family's all about, yeah. Always.
Did we show this? Hello.
We're
We are
back, we're
back.
back.
We are happy to have had DC Slogan on to speak about some very awesome things in a conversation that we are going to continue talking about the violence, talking about what we need to do to make a difference and change our community abroad. There's so much going on in our young people and in their minds, in their lives. We are the older, where we are the baby boomers, if you will,
Right.
are to help take this to the next level. We talk about so much, but are we going to do anything? And I was approached by my next brother who's coming on to speak to us about continued conversations on this subject. About a week ago, he and my other brother, who's unfortunately wouldn't be able to be here today, Tyrone Parker, who actually, I understand he had gotten sick, so hope feel better, Tyrone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you have your brother Tate here, who is going to definitely hold the fort down for you. But they approached me about what they're embarking on, and this is movement. And I love when we talk about movement, but we have to all come together to help make it move.
Right.
Right.
We have to come together to make it move. And when they said, why we need your help, what can I do? They are putting something together relative to help bring and bridge gaps relative to how our young men, our children in the community are being slain in the street due to gun violence. So I want you all to listen up Facebook, listen up out there, YouTube, and understand that we are going to be a part of this movement. We talk about the women, but the brothers need a woman in their life.
Exactly. Exactly.
And we as women, we
Need
got to
that
come
support.
together and support
So
that.
gotta support you.
We have to support that, even though we're, again, a women's group, but we want to let you know that we want to speak on behalf of the fact that we got to speak about what we can do to help. what can we do to make a difference as well. So welcome, Tate, to Four Sisters Live. Tate has been around a long time doing so many things, even in the music area, in which all this comes together. So tell us what's going on.
Well, basically, I want to first give honor and thanks to God, and also
Put your microphone up closer.
a few men who have been
Good.
very influential in my life. One is Farrakhan, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, who has shaped and molded me to be the man, and caliber of character that I represent today. Also, I want to thank Michael Freeman, who is my pastor, my Christian pastor.
Yes, there you go.
And also
That's it.
Brother Dr. Qadir Muhammad, Abdul Qadir Muhammad, who's my minister over at Mosque Number 4.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Tyrone and I came together to address the violence situation in the neighborhoods. And we came up with this concept of the anti-K2, anti-gun violence awareness, because the community is being taken over by drugs, by crime, by killing. And this workshop is designed to raise awareness. This workshop is designed to raise awareness around these social issues that's critically destroying our community. And so on October the 6th and September the 29th, we will have a anti-K2 workshop and also anti-gun violence awareness event.
Yeah, now the September 29th first, that's the first date that we're going to talk about, the anti-K2, anti-violence workshop. And where is that going to be held?
That's going to be held in Highland. Highland is going to, Highland, what's that?
Highland Dwellings?
September the 29th,
That's
Highland Dwellings.
Right.
And then Kenilworth is going to be October the 6th.
From 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. We have the flyer here up on the screen. Can we show this? I want them to see this. Yeah, I want the Facebook. I want them to see.
And then we have also page 1, that's page 2, that deal with the guns for opportunity.
That's page 2, and then that's page 1.
Anti-K2.
Okay. And then I see that it's going to be a community rally against this violence piece. And you're going to have talent show, poetry, comedy, guests, youth speakers. Wonderful.
That's great.
And you're going to have a moon bounce, cotton candy. So y'all going to have the whole works. So that's what draws the
So
community,
Ward
all the
7?
entertainment.
Yeah.
This is Ward
Ward
7.
7.
Okay.
Now, Highland Dwellings, that's Ward 7? And Atlanta Street, I thought it's Ward 8.
Ward 8.
That's Ward 8.
Serving
Okay.
Ward 7 and Ward
Okay,
8.
so
They
Ward
split up.
7 is
Okay.
September 29, and then Ward 8 is September 29,
Ward 8.
and Ward 8 is October 6th. Am I correct?
Right, and that's
Okay, and so this is the same type of event,
Yes.
but it's a different area.
Everything, right. So what we're really trying to do as a takeaway is create anti-K2 and anti-gun violence neighborhoods.
Now tell people what that K2.
K2,
Because
yeah.
that's something that people don't.
Yeah,
Keep the mic
K2
to
is
your
a
mouth.
synthetic marijuana that's chemically laced, and it's becoming a major scourge that's destroying our community. Very much the same way that crack did. See, back in the 80s, we got hit in the head by a 2x4 with the crack epidemic because we
Right.
wasn't prepared for it.
Right.
So now this is an opportunity for us to unite in the community and bring a global awareness around the impact that K2 can have if we don't stand up and to unite to address this as a growing issue.
So K2, is it worse than opium? Like, is it?
Yes, it's addictive.
kills.
It's addictive.
It's
And
they-
And to
They-
the
I
point
think-
where we've been losing lives
That's what I was
as
gonna
it
say.
relates
People
to
been
this
dying.
particular drug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's this big cause where the government's put a lot of money into opium.
They
Have
put
you
it
guys
in the-
addressed this through about K2 as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is like a legislative issue for opium because it's affecting a different community
Yeah.
and those people
right.
are dying.
That's right.
Are there any
Definitely.
talks about bringing this to legislation about K2?
Yeah,
Have you heard about it?
K2 is it's before the legislation now, and the problem that they have been experiencing with K2 is that they keep changing the constituent elements that make up the drug. So once they identify one element or one chemical in a drug that's illegal and they ban that, the manufacturers, they modify the chemical construct, and then that's a new legislation required.
Who's
the
manufacturing?
So,
Who is?
right.
Who's the manufacturer?
It's-
The street? Because this is street.
They don't
isn't it?
look like
It's
us.
the government, you
They
ask
don't
me.
A lot of it
We
is
know
coming
that,
from a
yeah.
different source.
Yeah.
Guns and
It's
all
right.
the
Just
drugs
like
is
we-
coming into
right.
our community, and
That's
this is
right.
why they're out there fighting to
Right.
try to get the attention. We've been fighting for a long time. You've been on the forefront for a while. Tyrone has been on the forefront. Tyrone Parker is the director of Concerned Men, correct? And so he got so many young men who are part of this community and a part of his organization. How are you all? What is the plan other than this that you all have gone to churches? Talk about the churches that you all have knocking on doors because you need money. You need funding.
So
And
basically,
you need a place to meet.
The
You need,
schools,
you need
churches
a
and
place
schools.
to gather, to talk, and to educate.
so to basically catch you all up on the progress that have been
Sure.
made thus far.
Sure.
That'll help.
And I want to first say part of my nervousness because this is the first time
That's
I've ever been on a
okay.
talk show.
That's
right?
okay. It's
That's
all
okay.
good.
Get that head job.
It's all right.
You're amongst
So basi-
family.
That's
Doing
right.
good, honey.
So
You're doing good.
basically,
good.
what we have done, we have united with the housing department. We have united with the residential council, and we're united with the ANC. And we also formed an alliance with community partners. I want to first give thanks to the Ward 7 Prevention Center, Dr. Roz, because she's the one that's helping to make this all possible with the sponsorship dollars that they afforded us. The monies were somewhat limited this year because they forced us to go outside and build collaboration and unity to fulfill the vision that we had and not rely solely on them to finance our ideas. So we're reaching out right now. So we went to knock on the doors to the churches in the immediate communities where we're having these events. The churches were very open to the idea and the concept. We have a conversation pending with Ballou High School, their principal. We talked to I don't know the school right over there on Chesapeake Street. It's an assistant principal by the name of Katrina. I think that's her name. She was very welcome. She's dedicating and committing herself for funds and
So
students
you're
being
getting the
involved.
people
So
really
that's
engaged.
good.
Right, so
That's
we
in
can-
that particular community.
Right, because
Yes.
see, what we have lined up for that day is a neighborhood music video that's designed to inject hope into the community. And we also are going to transition into the actual workshop segment where we want parents and youth to participate in this workshop segment
Right.
to get the information so that new conversations can be
be
held
made.
in the household and around
Yeah,
the dinner
It's
table.
because I see you
You
have
see?
here something dealing with y'all gonna have workshops.
workshop.
So
exactly.
various workshops are going to take place. Now you all probably can't see this. I'm just holding it up just for show. But the workshops, I see you have drug and awareness and information workshop. You're going to have drug and violence prevention workshop, life skills
skills
development,
development.
which is needed
Very much.
very much, and other educating them on what I guess K2 and violence videos and CD productions, like you said, in that respect. Let me also mention that when you spoke to me in Tyrone, I was moved by the fact that you all talked about how these young guys want to turn their guns in for opportunity. And I think that's saying something huge.
Yeah.
When they're tired and sick and tired of seeing their own peers dying in the street,
Their family
they need
members,
something
right.
else. And I think you all are bringing that awareness that you all don't need this because your lives are important, your lives are valuable, and you're worthy. If we kill them off at a young age, we cannot reproduce.
That's the plan.
That's right.
I want to come back to that point, right?
Okay.
But also follow up on the point that I was making as far as the series of events that's going to take place that
Sure.
day. One from the workshops, we're going to transition into the actual community unity love rally, where we're looking for conscious hip hop artists to actually come out. That's God. So we're going to have basketball tournament. We're going to have chess. We're going to have the moon bounce, face painting. It's something for the entire
very
community.
nice.
Wow.
And the entire concert is going to be laced with conscious and positive lyrics and
love it.
information. Because it's all about, the spoken word and the power of the spoken word to produce change. And we chose the workshop approach because if you don't change the thinking of a people, you can
Change the
never
mindset.
change their condition.
That's right.
Because all conditions flow from the soul of us, which is the mind of us. So we got to change the mind to change the condition, and that's the approach that the workshops are designed to accomplish. Now, this whole piece about this gun violence and criminality as a whole, this is systematically by design.
It is.
These young brothers
is.
are victims of social engineering.
Yes, it is.
And if
That's
we
it.
as responsible
To
members of the
destroy our
society,
families.
if we as responsible members of society is not going to assume the responsibility of preserving and saving our own future, then, and as leaders, why are we here?
Yeah.
So, and then when you look at the total number of incarceration as it relates to us as black men,
Big money.
black people represent more bodies in prison than the population of the human family around the globe.
It's by
That's a
design.
fact.
It's by design. It's by design.
It's by design.
And it's a big money. It's big
So,
money.
so
we
we're
have
actually
to-
raising the
yeah.
gun violence
Okay.
issue within the hood
Okay.
in a way where we can offer a viable solution,
Mm-hmm.
opportunities and peace. You feel me? So we're working on developing a mentoring program, a entrepreneur development program that deals with plumbing, electrician training,
Getting
carpentry,
training.
IT, etc.
That's good.
Gotta
So
bring
we're
it
working
back.
We're working
Bring
with
it
training
back,
grounds
right.
to
We have
provide
to
those
Phelps.
services to the youth. And all we're asking young brothers to do that may have illegal possession of guns is to just sign your name, a name, on this petition that would give us leverage to go before the powers that be and say these are potential 100 guns that we can take off the street tomorrow if you back this idea of providing opportunities, life skills development for these
And
young
the money.
brothers who are looking for an opportunity.
Funds.
Wow.
You gotta have the funds. to
Well,
make it
we're going to
happen.
definitely be talking about this, not just today, but we're going to talk about it
Bring
on
it
and
back.
on, and we're going to bring it back. Yeah, because I want to have
Yeah.
you to come back the week of the event on the 29th as well as October 6th. So we want to keep it going and speaking on it and bring it to the people out there,
Awesome. I
so
just
they
wanna
would
make
know.
one request.
Sure.
For
definitely.
all the churches out there, all the community-based organizations and leaders out there, if you have any interest in the survival and the sustainability of our youth and our future, feel free to give us a call, because we're really trying to maximize this message and this movement to take away, as a takeaway, to have anti-K2 and anti-gun violent neighborhoods. So if you are, are interested in supporting this noble effort to unite our community, break down these artificial barriers that have divided us as a community, and solve some real problems, then give us a call, because the Alliance of Concerned Men and the messaging and music and our community partners are all about results. It's about results.
So give them the number where they
The
can
number you can
contact.
contact is 202-304-2378. Also, messaging and music, you can reach us by messagingandmusic.net at the same number, 202-304-2378.
Yes, and we want Facebook, anybody out there in Facebook Live, any churches, any individual organization or organizations,
youth
or
ministers.
any youth organizations that would like to be a part of this, please contact Edward Tate. This is Tate sitting here now at the number that he just presented to you guys, and you all out there. Churches come together and help them to build a movement to save the lives, and that's the main thing, saving lives.
Is this the same one who sit here and said
He was
that he was
right.
nervous?
He opened up.
He opened up, and then guess what? He basically, you basically added credibility to a conversation concerning family and taking back the family. Like, it only takes one person at a time, and it was you. We were
Yeah.
talking about Martin Luther King. Who will be that voice? You the man.
Yeah.
You the man to be
Right.
like, hey, bro,
Right.
you are the man. Like,
Right.
this is it. Because you're bold and you have that calling on your life.
Yeah, you
to
can
say,
tell it.
hey, dude, stop that. Like, I'm here.
Right.
And you know how to go talk to the other brother, that's in those streets. They're saying, like, I don't know how to come out. Like, this is so powerful.
Yeah.
Like, stop killing us. Is what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
And you have a full package here.
I tell you, this is
This is
awesome.
nice. We're going to have this
Yeah.
package. You have a package that's going to the leaders, and you have a
Professional.
letter
To the
that's
pastors.
going to the pastors, and you got it all broken
Hey
down.
guys, you
Yeah,
say
this
you
is
wanna
nice.
help, nonprofit. This
That's
is
it.
a
This
is
nonprofit,
it.
501c3. He can
Woo.
do it. He can, he
Make it happen.
His thing. I'm proud of him.
So the day has been awesome already, even though we have so much else to talk about, but the time goes by.
I tell you. But
What
just sit
time
here.
is it, guys? Because y'all know it's time, right?
Oh,
It's
wow.
time for you to walk in your purpose and prosperity. We love you for watching. Stay tuned. We got some more coming on the other side of this break here. Conversation continue.
We'll be back.
Domestic violence segment. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Force is live. Yay.
Play with this now, come on.
And a brother.
Always